Good morning, Mr. Massimo, or simply, 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 David. It's David Lynch. It's January 25, 2025, and it's a Saturday. In Naples, today it's cloudy sky, so in general white cloud at the moment. It also seems still now it's early afternoon, practically 13 and 40, 16, 8 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius, and this means it's really cold actually. This is Siberius, cold it's a classic adjective to use for winter period in the festival about 2 years ago, but say most 4 years ago if we consider the summer, starting with this January in the summer 2021. However, this is perhaps no remember. I think body was body watch I suppose indeed I'm sure. However, I say I remember a single thing, but let's also say at the same time it's my purpose for people should to watch videos. I know perhaps a paradox it's better. I know perhaps a paradox for you, but not for me, and I did those two collaborations for Spring and autumn. Esempio, quello Spring and autumn sono aggettivi software for the summer adjective 8, so sono tesi significa a classic adjective and as regard the giza test for me was significant that absolutely can complain, but obviously it's cold. A few weeks ago we entered in the winter, and in particular in the last days it's really cold, but at the same time thanks to a method, the better 2 points inspired by method. I followed in some years this method of this Dutch athlete Wim Hof. However, these 2 points are cold showers if not freeze and wear as little clothing as possible. Thanks to these 2 points, I always since some years I always try to fight the cold. Thanks to these points since some years I always try to fight the cold, and for this I feel it less than other people. And this is the first aspect, but also from another aspect, and it consists is the case in general. In fact, apart from last year, I don't remember in the past years, winter, first part of winter, like this degrees, so considering both the aspects, the fact that I try to fight the cold, and the case in general, for me, a temperature is good. However, the condition, situation, the things in general are good. And of course for people feel the same sensations, judgments sort of me about this. Should I from a late should I think of not because for example think of a cold shower is a bit possible. I don't know, generally people do hot showers, I don't know this is a concern. Yeah, but atmosphere today I think I can say this in because it's not completely good. Artist seems fucking be free as I'm refusing this. Beginning afternoon, I think at temperatures fantasies, repeat this just before, 16 Fahrenheit 16 Celsius, at important thing with atmosphere at anticipate, just before we this. In giocare in Zoom si suole questa cortina, ma in genere quando vedi la cortina sembra repeating time just to see most perfect trust I suppose. In fact, as you notice in the repeat, totally white cloudy, and according to what I read, for my sensations, for the trend of these days, apart from last 2 days, I think it became much more obscure, dark atmosphere, cloud, and also at the rain, fact from even if this is last is throughout the mode possibility at the moment. But as well as the sense of this also see, and if it's clear, it's like a scheme. Bad, Max fantastic little convenience, so that curtain was sweat because you know the story of the reports in this room. The curtain was in this factory sweat. The only difference is in color of the flowers. So color of the previous second curtain was yellow or gold, while the first one pink. And this of this third curtain, if it's not similar, if it's not pink like the first curtain, it's similar. I don't know if you can notice. But however, as you was in the room, so from mythical window, no curtain. quasi noi senza un buon territoriale, se una 2 years fac di new quote is also the logo because we have hit the curtini really more than 2 years. However, also the beauty of Pentagon just was near the enemy, to where for me was better easy when sentire in shot si può seguire già shot. As regarding the shooter was bandit, not visible, so si case general visible, better visible, and sentire and shot, so si case si può seguire già shot. And finally, from a medical cable and GX 640 APG 635, also in this case, this image and shot. See multiple people follow the person as legging the door. Also, my brother, my sister, also myself, to last my skins. And finally, I hope you only get breakfast. Today it's late. Today it's really late for the common hours, but I think we're also for my hours. But in fact, I say late 11 minutes for my hours, but it would important that I still fare for the record. I actually last time I had to was sorry, in fact, I breakfast at Fenton, family. I started with at Fenton, but I remember it was yesterday. Magari things week so we was the money anniversary. In fact, someone to say so I think that record this record is someone to say so strategical. What we repeat close as you had the record later second Mars I repeat that just rolling quote 13 and 40. But really important thing to show us remember that in some way also today fortunately with the sun. I'm really angry. And as we always say breakfast is always one of the most beautiful things in life in the world. I'm so Ludri. And for since a few days, when I said that new medical shot, said a new medical beautiful biscuits, other my favorites, this is pratically Palm breakfast, in particular I recommend the Palm Italian Caesars. They are fantastic and also this nutrition shot as regarding the milk, not only contain it the coffee obviously, but also the quick chocolate, in fact, as you test from the other shot. Breakfast, questa bomba, but this one is in particular this one is like a bomba very repeat truly recommend the Palm Italian Caesars. They are super. Alzio, tomorrow I suppose, if I don't die. Fact, I'm not tomorrow to lepe, ma uguale, sì.